And I'm streaming right now. Hey, I am going to be drawing a page of my new comic series, Bobert and the Monster. Issue 1, of course, is already available on Amazon. And I'm going to be listening to Suspense radio from 1962 as well. And just kind of, while I'm drawing and riffing along, because one, I only want to draw for like 20 minutes. And two, because this is what I would be doing anyway. I pass the time by listening to old Suspense radio and riffing along with, kind of joking at the absurdity of how corny it is. But you know, Suspense. Here we go. I'm going to start that and get to drawing.
Suspense. In a moment, Act 1 of Run Faster.
Run Faster.
Suspense by Lois Landauer.
Lois Landauer? That sounds like somebody I should know, but don't. It's a hard-boiled detective. She walked into my office.
I can have all the ingredients for happiness, still want things that are wrong for him.
I hear you, brother.
The whole time I was in the hospital after flying in Korea, I kept telling myself how wonderful it'd be when Chris and I got married. A little white house, simple, happy life. I got my discharge, and we have the house and the simple life.
I was full of discharge.
The station where I got a job was on a small emergency landing field.
What the hell's going on?
So I was supposed to double on tower work for emergency landings. Only there weren't any. Bill, my relief man, and my brother Dink lived with us.
Wait, my brother Dink?
Dink didn't know beans about flying. But he got
Didn't
the
know
same charge I did
beans.
just being around it. He was over at the
Dink
field
didn't
the night
know
the big
beans.
fog moved in. Chris was fixing the supper
Oh,
I
fantastic.
took on the midnight shift.
And you think 2 sandwiches will be enough?
Sure.
I better put in a piece of cake. You didn't eat much dinner.
No, sandwiches will be enough.
Why is
Well,
my
I'll just
pen
put it
showing up
in.
wrong?
You can't tell. You might get hungry.
The sandwiches are enough.
What's the matter, darling?
Nothing's the matter.
Is it the fog?
Well, what's the fog got to do with me?
What's
I don't
all
know,
got
you
to
just-
do?
You just act so funny every time the weather's like
There
this.
we go.
Wait a minute.
Criminy.
What's the matter?
Hold it.
Just a plane, dear.
I thought he was in trouble for a minute.
Oh, Bill's on duty. He'd take care.
Yeah,
Plane whisperer.
Bill always gets them. But do I? I sit in that shack night after night, and what happens?
Nothing.
Is that so important?
Important? You think I'm made of sawdust?
What?
Married life getting you down, Dave.
Oh,
Full
for
of beans.
crying out
Do you
I guess it
think
must
I'm
be
made of
pretty dull after
sawdust?
Korea.
My
I didn't
brother
say that.
Dink.
Thinking,
So far,
yeah.
this is a fun episode.
All right. So I like a little excitement once in a while. Is that so terrible?
No,
Is that so wrong?
I guess we're just different, that's all.
Well, it's not that.
What then?
You wouldn't understand.
You're a girl.
You weren't there.
Darling,
Well,
What?
maybe if you got away from planes.
Chris, I don't want to get away from planes.
That job is still open in Clinton.
No.
We could afford to build our own house in town if you took it.
What's wrong with this house?
Nothing, but
I just hate it.
but we're so far away from everything.
What do you mean far? Clinton's only
That
2
leg
hours
doesn't look
away.
right at all.
And there's Bill and Dink.
Dink should have young
Bill and Dink?
You've still got a few years left, Grandma. Anyway, he likes it here. Look at all the time he spends over at the field.
Oh, honey, that brother of yours would like anything you did. You know that.
Well,
If
he's
you
a
get
dink.
this flying bug out of your system, Dink would probably get over it, too.
I don't want to talk about
But
it.
it's true, Dave. Oh, I hate
I
to
love
keep
that he is
harping on
Dink.
it.
Then don't. Are you about finished with those sandwiches?
You still have half an hour. Bill overslept this morning.
Yeah, but he asked me to relieve him early. He has a
Bill
big
asked
date
me to
with
relieve
Clinton
Dink.
Oh, Dave, that's not fair.
tonight. Well, what's the difference?
Well, of course it doesn't matter to Bill the hours he keeps. He has no wife waiting around at home. I think he's being very inconsiderate. This is the 3rd time this month.
Look, I want to get over to the airport. Do you mind?
The thermos is on the sink. You can fill it. washed it. Oh, Dave!
God, I hate you.
I broke it. Is that so tragic?
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I know. If we lived in town, we could get one at the corner drugstore.
In town, you wouldn't have a job where you take midnight suppers.
Well, we're not in town. We're living where planes
just
come
hate
in
you
and go
so
out.
much.
And if I have to bust a thermos bottle to get some excitement, I'll bust one every 5 minutes. How do you like that?
Bust you in the thermos.
Getting thicker. Before I'd gone a dozen yards, our house was a shapeless blur behind me. And then it was gone. I thought of Chris alone back there, cut off from the world. I
How
felt
much
like
I hate
a
her.
grade A heel for acting up like that. Well, Bill cut out as soon as I got to the shack. Dink's wheelchair was close to the radar panel as usual, but there wasn't a blip in sight as usual.
Oh, Dink's wheelchair.
Something wrong? No, it's the same old stuff.
You know,
Yeah.
Dink.
Of course, she's a woman, Dave.
I guess so.
Wait,
It's not
what?
so hot for her. Bill sure isn't any company for her when he's not on duty. He's either sleeping or out on a date. And with you sleeping days, it really isn't much of a deal for her out there. Especially with a cripple like me around to slow things up.
I'm nuts. And I think
Nuts,
I'll
Dink.
take Mercury. Midland
It's never
Radio
gonna
calling
get old.
L.A. Mercury Airlines. This is Midland Radio. You there, Hank?
This is Mercury Airlines. You're on early, aren't you, Dave?
Yeah, Bill's giving the Clinton girls
What's your
a
request,
break.
caller?
Hey, what's with this thick stuff?
It hasn't hit out here yet, but we're expecting it. What's your ceiling?
Oh, about 400 feet. It's dropping fast, though.
Better watch it. Army fields west of you aren't landing anyone without 0-0 cards.
Yeah?
Well,
Well,
zero
maybe
zero
I'll have
cards.
company.
Could be.
Hey, Dave, someone's coming.
Well, I don't want anybody to have any tough flying, but be good having a plane land here for a change.
Dave.
Now, hold it a minute, Hank. Kid brother's trying to say something. Oh, hi there. Can I do something for you, mister? Talk to you later, Hank.
Something wrong, Dink?
No, I'll call you back.
Wait, now he's Dink?
Sort of took me by surprise. I didn't hear your car. Wasn't none.
You run out of gas?
That's right.
Where's the buzzer?
Well, walking's no fun in that mess. Have a seat. My name's Dave Cawthon. This is my brother Dink. What's this place? This is Midland Range Station, Dawson Field. I didn't see no planes.
You wouldn't see planes here on a clear night.
No, we're just an emergency field. Just you two, huh?
Oh, real cozy, just me and my...
You live here? Here in the station? No, my place is about a mile down the road. You're married? Sure am. Dink here lives with us.
Yeah, we sail in that little white house tomorrow.
Why's that getting ridges like that?
The neatest stack of flapjacks waiting you ever saw.
Yeah, got any
Weird.
gas? We sure have. We have a pump in the front yard. At your house, huh? You got enough in your tank to get down the road a mile? Well, it don't move. Maybe it ain't gas even, but don't move. Uh-huh. Wait a second.
Mhm.
What are you doing? What's that thing? This is state phone book. I'm looking for a number here.
What for?
Clinton, Gables, Games, Garage. Here it is. The Clinton 25... What the two gonna do, huh? Calling a tow car for you.
Calling a tow
Don't need to
car.
walk all that way to the pump and back in this weather if there's something wrong with your car.
No.
Well, it may not even be as long as I said. They usually have calls out. Call nobody, see? There's no trouble. Now, what was that number again? Let me see. Clinton Garage. Hey, what do you... Give me that. Come on, hey. What are you doing? Try using it.
It's Horton, too.
Now, where's that pump at? Down the road a mile, huh?
Dave.
That's all right. Bill's there. And here's a can, mister. No need to ask at the house about using the pump. You just help yourself.
Yeah. Take your shoes off. I'll come back now.
Huh? That's right. In the front yard. Why should I lie to you? All right. 1 mile. White House. Front yard.
Is he Frankenstein or something?
Real sweetheart, huh?
Yeah.
Dibs. What a sweetheart.
Chris?
I don't know how to dial a phone.
Hello.
Operator?
I was talking to my wife, operator. You cut us off.
No, sir, I didn't.
Yeah, I was
Look,
bored.
Will you ring her again, please? Hurry it up, please.
All right, hang up and I'll call you back.
Oh,
I don't think that's how phones work.
Davey was just a screwball.
yeah. Come on, operator. Ring. Yeah, wish there was some way I could get home now.
Well, if it was a clear night, I'd take a chance covering for you, but I don't know the first thing about radar.
Hello, Chris?
Operator, your line at home is out of order. We're working on it now, sir. The trouble is at this end.
Oh, that's swell. He's at the house with Chris. Well, how long will it take, operator?
I do not know. 5 minutes, an hour, maybe. Hard to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, will you get me Sheriff Grover?
Did something happen?
Operator, I'd like to speak to Sheriff Grover. Do you mind?
What about Super Grover?
The line is busy, sir. Want me to keep trying?
Yes, please. I've got to warn Chris about that character. Each time I'd look at my watch, only seconds had passed. It seemed like hours. Something was happening. Hank didn't usually call me.
Mercury Airlines calling Midland Radio. You there, Dave?
This is Midland Radio. What?
You're on the air.
I want to know if you've heard from our flight 535 out of L.A.
Negative. Why? Are they in trouble?
I don't know. They haven't reported in over an hour.
535 is not due over here. Think they're off course.
Can't say. They didn't report over Downsville or Little Falls.
What's his altitude?
That's just it. We're not sure. He was cleared out of here at 8,000. But with the weather doing tricks out your way, he may have been trying to contact us for a change in his flight plan. Better stick close, boy. A lot of people in that thing. You reading me, Dave?
Nah, just
I'm
fiddling.
not going anyplace.
You should have gone to Clinton with Bill. I hear they're having plenty
Should
of
have gone with
excitement
Bill
over
Clinton.
there. We
He's
heard
full
some
of
mental
excitement.
patient walked out of the big state hospital over there yesterday.
Hank, I've got a call that may be your 535 now.
I hope you're right, Dave.
Midland Radio. I better catch it.
Mercury Airlines, Flight 535, calling Midland Radio. Come in, Midland.
Aircraft calling Midland Radio. Repeat your identification, please. Go ahead.
535, Mercury Airlines. Do you read me, Midland? Go ahead.
Midland Radio.
Kinda rhymes.
Mercury 535.
Is
LA
alive.
has been looking for you, buddy. What's your problem?
The beats me, Babby. Trying to get through for hours and to descend to 5,000. I need landing clearance quick. Estimate 15 minutes more fuel, and that is all, brother.
535 from Midland. We're reporting present weather of 200 feet overcast, visibility half a mile dropping, altimeter setting 29.83, wind from the northwest at 5.
Never understood saying niner.
Report me in L.A. with him. See you in 15 minutes.
Like, is 9 really that difficult to understand? Or are they just being cool?
Midland Radio calling L.A.
I don't know.
L.A. Mercury Airlines. You
La
heard me,
la.
Dave?
Yep, just now, Hank. I'll bring them in here in about 13:30.
Good.
Huh?
Now, if you can just pick up that lost mental patient, we'll give you a merit badge.
Patient? Oh, yeah. There's no weather for a sick man. What's wrong with him?
His hands.
Hands?
Yeah. He's a
Funny
strangler.
looking. He's a strangler. Is this a campfire story now?
I sat there staring into the thick, muggy night. Chris might be alone with a killer, and I couldn't go to her because of an SOS I'd been waiting for all these months.
Because of an SOS,
Only
you
a
SOB.
mile away. The heavy stuff outside seemed to crawl in the room as we waited. Not talking, just smoking and listening. I knew any minute the plane might call, but I wasn't thinking of planes now. I wanted that phone to ring. I had to know about Chris.
Yes, sir?
Operator, how about my phone? My
Gosh,
phone, is it
mister.
fixed yet?
I told you I'd let you know, sir.
Well, what
Gosh.
about the sheriff?
The sheriff? Oh, yes, sir. The line's still busy.
Well, break in on him.
He's talking to Harry Waller. I can't just bust in.
Well, clearly you did. You know who he's talking to.
Well, all right, but he's going to be sore.
Gosh.
Sheriff Grove?
Get off this line, operator. Can't you see I'm talking?
I'm very sorry, sir. I tried to tell him.
Sheriff, this is Dave Cawthon.
I don't care who this is. You ain't got no cause to be butting in.
Sheriff, I'm in trouble. I've got to have some help fast. There was a man here, Sheriff.
What about him?
Well, I think it's the strangler they're looking for.
Clinton? He there now?
No, that's just it. He's gone to the house and Chris is there alone.
How you know he was a strangler?
Well, with the way he acted.
He just seems strangly.
Tore my state telephone book in half.
Now, son, just cause a man strong enough to do that don't mean he's a criminal.
Well, he is the strangler, and my wife is alone. You've got to do something, Sheriff.
Okay. I'll take a run over
Fine,
there.
I'll go
Oh,
check out the
thanks a lot,
stupid
Sheriff.
killer.
Right away, huh?
Sure. But don't you worry now, son. I'll be there in half an hour.
Half an... That'll be too late.
Sonny, my old bus only goes so...
But, Sheriff, a half an hour he could be there now.
Meantime,
Well, then I guess I won't even bother.
Operator, would you get me Lon Miller?
But Mr. Miller's on your circuit, sir.
What are you talking about?
His line is out of order, the same as yours.
Mercury 535.
How is his line out of order? He's talking to you.
Come in, Midland.
Midland to 535. Pull up. Pull up, 535. Execute missed approach immediately.
Mercury 535 to Midland. Low frequency radio is out. Unable to locate out of order. Over.
535, pull up fast.
No,
Pull it up. Pull it up fast.
don't tell me what to do. Excuse me.
The big ship just missed the shack by a few feet. The open windows rattled and papers were wild all over the place. An airliner full of people hovering only a field's length from me. And Chris a mile away.
Thank God.
And suddenly, a blip showed up on the radar. He was close.
Mercury 535 calling Midland radio. I'm at 1,500 feet. Ready for landing instructions.
Yes.
Fuel almost out. Over.
Midland to 535. Make a 90-degree turn to your right. Acknowledge.
535 to Midland. 90 degrees to the right. Roger. Over.
Midland to 535. We have a target at 5 miles southwest of the field. Take a heading of 040 degrees and remain at 1,500 feet. Over.
Numbers.
535 to Midland. Holding at 1,500 feet. Over.
All the excitement of
535 still with you.
airline traffic.
You'll have to take me by the hand, Daddy. Visibility 0. Over.
Roger, 535. You're approaching now at 12. Chris.
The guy's waiting, Dave.
Attend to 12. Approaching
535
at...
calling Midland.
Wait.
535 calling
The
Midland.
plane, for Pete's sake, come on.
Mercury
Hold the line a minute,
535 calling
Dink, you talk to us.
535
Yeah, Dink.
to Midland. Request position. Where are you? Over.
Midland to 535. You're at 2 miles. Over. Is she all right? Is Chris all right?
You sure?
Midland, come in.
Midland to 535. You're 1 mile from touchdown. Over. Dink, answer me. Is Chris okay?
Come on now, operator.
535. Turn to a heading now to the left of 300 degrees. A left turn, 300 degrees.
Yuck.
And descend to 800 feet.
Or don't see if I care.
535 descending to 800 feet.
535. You're now at 1/2 miles. Expect to intercept the glide path in half a minute.
Let's go, Pappy. Keep talking. Over.
Sorry, Dave.
Ouch.
535. You're now 1/4 of a mile from
Why can't I
touchdown.
get that
Set your
swoop?
flaps before intercepting the glide path. You're now approaching the glide path. Your heading should be 300 degrees.
One more time.
Adjust your rate of descent to 600 feet per minute.
That's the eraser.
535, you are now on the glide
Switch,
path.
darn you.
Glide path is very good. You're tracking on the center of the runway. Here it comes. You're on the center line. You're on the glide path. Approach is very good.
Now is he's a sports announcer? He
Touchdown
might
in
go
3
all
seconds.
the
Center
way.
line, very good. Glide path, very good. Continue approach. A little more, a little more. You're on the glide path. You're on the glide path. You're on the ground. Take over visually. Over and out.
Touchdown.
Operator.
Yes, sir.
Operator, what happened?
I told
Wait, what?
the gentleman
You were
the
there.
whole thing, sir.
What?
And your phone has been fixed, but I can't get any answer.
Well, you must not have been trying. Did you
I've
try?
been trying, for pity's sake. Maybe your wife ain't there.
Are you crazy? Of course she's there.
Not entirely sure what that sound effect was.
I couldn't see 5 feet in front of me, but I knew I was going to Chris, and I could have done that blindfold. The blood was pumping in my head, and pictures straight through the fog curtain. Chris with dark bruises on her throat. Chris with her mouth going slack. Chris.
Wow.
There was a light
Being
on.
dark real fast.
I saw in the dim outline of the house, and then I was on the porch, right through the door. She was standing with her back to me by the table and moving slowly around the end of it by the strangler. He had Chris's scarf in his hands, and that's all I saw as I rushed at him. Give me that scarf! Let me go!
Looks like I didn't entirely think out where his hands should be. So I'm gonna guess. So out of all of the people in the town, the strangler just happens to go right over to his house.
I know, honey. It's all right.
Hold me tight. I'm so glad you got here. I don't know how much longer I could have held out.
You were fine.
I tried to be gentle. He liked the scarf, so I gave it to him. I don't know why I should have been afraid. He was just like a child. All he wanted was gentleness, and yet something about him.
But why was he there?
Baby.
All right, baby.
I wanted you here so much in the excitement, I forgot it could hurt you.
What did you say?
I said in the...
Excitement. Yeah. I guess that's what it was, all right.
That's what you wanted. Wasn't it, Dave?
No, honey, that's what I thought I wanted. I'll call the hospital.
So was the whole thing just so he would win the argument?
You've been listening to Run
Like a-
Faster, written especially for
It was a
Suspense
silly episode.
by Lois Landauer.
Louis Landauer. Lawrence Landauer? Anyway, okay, so I was able to finish one panel today and start a second. So that's
Suspense is
On
produced and
par.
directed by Fred Hendrickson. Heard in tonight's story were Jimmy Blaine, Jimsy Summers, Bill
Jimsy.
Lipton, Roger DeKoven, Bob Reddick, Ted Pavel, and Guy Rep.
As
Music
Dink.
supervision by Ethel Huber. Sound patterns by Walter Otto. Technical direction by Fred Cusick. This is Stuart Metz speaking.
The end. All right. That's it for my drawing session today. The episode of Suspense has ended. So I'm going to sign off. That's all I got for today, and see you next time.